From the greatest sounds of all time to the most inspiring messages ever written.
Head out on the highway.
Here are 13 groundbreaking 60s songs that gave birth to hard rock, starting with an all-time fan favorite at number 13, You Really Got Me. This song was an anthem born not from a plan, but from a gut feeling. Written by Ray Davies, You Really Got Me wasn't just another song, it was a defiant roar that would permanently alter the course of music forever. While one version was recorded, the band knew something was missing. Trusting their instincts, they re-recorded it, and what emerged was the raw, untamed powerhouse that would captivate the world. Amid the frenzy of the British invasion and the monumental shadow of the Beatles, the Kinks' audacious single cut right through the noise. This wasn't just pop. This was the primal, electrifying sound that laid the very foundations of hard rock. You Really Got Me didn't just top the UK charts and crack the US top 10, it ignited a revolution, proving that rock and roll could be louder, heavier, and infinitely more rebellious. But coming up next, we've got a wonderful hit by The Who, coming in at number 12, My Generation.
People try to put us to down.
In late 1965, as the world was shifting, a song that didn't just capture a moment, it defined an entire generation, was released. My Generation by The Who was an anthem of defiance, a rebellious declaration for every teenager feeling drastically misunderstood. With its slammering vocals and thundering bass line, this song emboldened young people to stand up, embrace their identity, and carve out their own space in the world. This electrifying burst of energy and rebellion didn't just become The Who's signature song, it became a blueprint for the future of music as we know it. The song's raw, unapologetic spirit laid the essential groundwork for the garage rock and punk movements that would follow, proving that music could be a powerful, chaotic force for change. But as amazing as this song was, it's got nothing on number 11, The Purple Haze. In the seismic year of 1967, a new era dawned, ushered in by an electrifying anthem that would forever etch its mark into music history. From Jimi Hendrix and his Experience, a track emerged that was more than just a song. It was a sonic revolution. Born in the creative crucible of London's Delaney Studios, Purple Haze was a vibrant, hallucinatory masterpiece destined for immortality. This was no mere album cut. Purple Haze was the thunderbolt that struck the very heart of the rock and roll scene in the 60s. Its searing guitar riffs and mind-bending solos forged the very DNA of hard rock that we hear today. When the single dropped on March 17th in the UK and June 19th in North America, backed by iconic B-sides like 51st Anniversary and The Wind Cries Mary, it wasn't just a release, it was a tectonic shift. It was the moment the world first felt the full exhilarating force of Jimi Hendrix, and music would never be the same again. Talking about music never being the same, coming in at number 10, It's Not Unusual. A beautiful spark was lit in the mid-1960s, a flash of musical defiance that would forever change the course of music. Tom Jones, a force of nature with a voice that could both thunder and caress, was met with one rebellious Caroline. I'm talking about Radio Caroline. This rebel station saw the fire in Jones's eyes and the undeniable power of his song, It's Not Unusual, and they gave it a home. Then came the moment of ultimate victory. On March 13, 1965, this magnificent track didn't just chart, it conquered, seizing the number 1 spot in the UK. The song became a testament to the pure, unadulterated talent and the rebellious spirit of those who dared to play. But Dusty Springfield had a different tale to tell in her song at number 9, Son of a Preacher Man.
There was a preacher's son when his daddy would visit.
Dusty's legendary song was born from an unexpected twist of fate. Written by the talented but unpopular duo of John Hurley and Ronnie Wilkins for the Queen of Soul Aretha Franklin, who rejected it. While recording her iconic 1968 Atlantic debut in Memphis, The British blue-eyed soul sensation Dusty Springfield and her producer Jerry Wexler heard the song and knew that they had to have it. Springfield's soulful rendition transformed the track into a cultural phenomenon, forever imprinting its melody on the hearts of millions. But what about our next song at number 8, The Real Thing?
Come and see the real thing coming.
In 1969, the young Russell Morris, fresh out of the Melbourne pop band, stepped into a studio with a vision. At just 18 years old, he recorded what would become his first solo single, a track that would change the course of Australian music forever. The Real Thing, written by singer Johnny Young and produced by the legendary Ian Molly Meldrum. With a stroke of genius, Meldrum transformed the song into a studio masterpiece that defied convention. The recording itself was a work of art, layered with instruments, vocals, and sound effects on Australia's first 8-track tape recorder. This song was a revolution, a bold declaration that hard rock could be something more, a genre capable of intricate and multi-layered arrangements and studio wizardry. If you thought this was the real deal, what about number 7, Suspicious Minds?
We're caught in a trap.
Back in 1968, a spark of musical genius ignited in the songwriter Mark James, who wrote the timeless anthem, Suspicious Minds. With a hopeful heart, he released it himself, but the world wasn't quite ready for its raw power. It stumbled, but destiny intervened when the king himself, Elvis Presley, was given the track. What happened next was a seismic shift in music history. In a legendary recording session on January 23, 1969, Elvis and producer Chips Moman took James's song and infused it with an electrifying energy. They didn't just re-record it, they reimagined it. The song exploded onto the scene, launching to the top of Billboard Hot 100 and becoming one of Elvis's most iconic hits. Suspicious Minds was a dynamic fusion of rock and soul that paved the way for the powerful sound of hard rock. But what Van Morrison did changed the soul of hard rock forever with number 6, Brown Eyed Girl. It's hard to imagine a time before the opening rolls of Brown Eyed Girl, a song that has become a permanent fixture in the soundtrack of our lives. And yet, the road to its iconic making was uncertain. Originally titled Brown Skin Girl, Van was forced to change the name and lyrics by his record label, Bang Records. Brown Eyed Girl was a monumental force that shaped the landscape of hard rock. It reached number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 and has since become one of the most played songs in history, with over 10 million US radio airplays alone. It's a timeless anthem that transported the world to a place of nostalgia, proving that some songs are simply too powerful to be contained. If you thought that was powerful, you might just change your mind. Coming in at number 5, Born to Be Wild. From the very first roar, Steppenwolf's Born to Be Wild didn't just break new ground, it became the anthem for a generation seeking freedom. While many of its modern-day replicas focused on what they were running from, this song was a defiant declaration of what they were running toward. Beyond that, it's a sonic expression of liberation, with a gritty, distorted guitar riff that was ahead of its time, a sound that would lay the very foundation of hard rock. But its true power lies in its unparalleled positive attitude. It was the first song to Christian the movement with the legendary phrase heavy metal, and it forever solidified its place as a cornerstone of rock and roll history. Moving on to number 4 on our list, Time of the Season. From the ashes of a band's despair, a legendary song was born. The Zombies, heartbroken by a lack of commercial success, had already disbanded when their masterpiece, Time of the Season, was finally released. With its haunting, ethereal vocals and an iconic bass line that seemed to pulse with a life of its own, the song defied the odds and captivated the public. It was a triumph born from a struggle. Against all expectations, this track became an enduring classic, proving that true artistry sometimes needs time for the world to catch up. The Zombies may have split, but their legacy was forever sealed by the magic of a song that arrived just in the nick of time. While the Zombies proved their worth, Cream brought us something else, coming in at number 3, Sunshine of Your Love.
Sunshine.
sunshine of your.
A musical revolution was on the horizon, and at its heart was Cream, a band already celebrated for their powerful album-oriented rock. But on January 14, 1968, they made their mark on the world, storming the US charts with a song that would become an enduring anthem. The single was an unstoppable force, becoming Cream's biggest transatlantic success and earning them their biggest sold-out singles in the United States. Sunshine of Your Love didn't just top the charts, it laid the foundation for hard rock and secured its place in history. Speaking of history, we're moving on to Creedence Clearwater Revival, who had a different tale to tell with number 2, Fortunate Son. With fury in his pen and fire in his soul, Fogerty crafted a musical masterpiece in just 20 minutes. Born from his outrage over Vietnam, the Nixon administration, and a culture of undeserved privilege, a song of pure defiance took shape. Fortunate Son was an explosive era-defining anthem that gave a voice to a generation's frustration. This blistering song ripped into the hypocrisy of the powerful, who demanded more from young men while shielding their own children from the battlefield. Fogerty's words were a lightning strike, forever cementing his song's place as a timeless cry against injustice and the ultimate blueprint for protest anthems. But the Rolling Stones, as they always do, had a bit of a different direction. Coming in at number 1, it's I Can't Get No Satisfaction. June 12th marked a pivotal moment in music history as the Rolling Stones stormed the US charts with an absolute masterpiece, I Can't Get No Satisfaction. It was a musical thunderclap, propelled by one of the most iconic and electrifying guitar riffs ever created. It became the band's first number 1 in America and ruled the airwaves on both sides of the Atlantic, topping charts in different countries from Argentina all the way to the UK. Its influence was undeniable, earning its place in both the Grammy and Rock and Roll Halls of Fame, and rightfully landing at number 2 on Rolling Stone's list of the 500 greatest songs of all time. It still remains timeless, forever cementing its status as an untouchable classic. And there you have it, some of the most genre-defying songs that made the 60s unforgettable and laid the foundation for hard rock today. Thanks for watching, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content.